Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to invite you to this Zoom meeting tonight. This program is provided for by News.Band Media. I hope you can hear me. Hello, good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to invite you to this Zoom meeting tonight. Sorry, let me stop this program. All right. So the program is sponsored by News.Band Media. Can you hear me now? People are still typing no sound, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. So, believing that everyone can hear me now, this program is sponsored by News.Band Media, and my name is Daniel. Yes, my name is Daniel Elumba. I am a UK registered lawyer working with VLS solicitors. And with me tonight is Hope to provide questions to answer. Hope worked as a medical consultant and medical manager to Vera nursing agencies. Right. Some people are still saying they cannot hear me. Well, I don't know why, but I believe you are hearing me. At any rate, you are raising up your hand. You are not connected to the audio, so please connect to audio. Tracy Edward, you are raising up your hand. Let me unmute you briefly and then you tell us why. Tracy Edward. Can you unmute yourself? Quickly.
Good evening, everyone. I can hear you, sir.
Right. So you are raising up your hand, and that's why I'm asking you. All right. Thank you very much, Tracy. Okay. Well, this program is about the Zoom meeting is about how to apply for UK health workers visa. Like I said, my name is Daniel. I'm a registered lawyer with VLS solicitors working here in London, United Kingdom. So it is no longer news that the United Kingdom, that the UK government, starting from 29th January 2021, provided a guidance for health and care visa. The UK health and care visa currently forms part of the skilled worker program of the United Kingdom. They have introduced the health and care visa for opening the way for qualified doctors, nurses, and allied healthcare professionals who have been trained to a recognized standard and who have a good working English to come and work in the UK. The scope of the visa was extended to include eligible persons working in the social care sector. That means it's not just doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals, but those also who would like to work in care homes and in adult care. The benefits such as workers are fast-track entry, reduced visa fees, and dedicated support to come to the UK with their families. The Prime Minister on the 21st of May 2020 announced that people applying for the health and care workers and their independent family are exempt from paying the immigrant health surcharge. So this offer forms part of the skilled worker route. So the health and care visa program was launched on 4th August 2020. So right now we intend to help those who intend to come to the UK, who wants to make good use of this health and care visa program. For now, those who we are able to help at the moment are only biological scientists and biochemists, physical scientists, psychologists, pharmacists, ophthalmic opticians, dental practitioners, medical radiographers, podiatrists, health professionals, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech and language therapists, therapy professionals, nurses, midwives, social workers, laboratory technicians, paramedics, dispensing opticians, pharmaceutical technicians, health associate professionals, nursing auxiliaries and assistants, dental nurses, and senior care workers. This is an exhaustive list. So unless you come within these mentioned professions, you are not qualified to apply. But even if you are not qualified to apply at the moment, possibly with time, we will be able to establish training centers in Nigeria to train those who doesn't have the skills to get those skills and qualify with time. So here, we are here to answer some of your questions. But firstly, if you don't have an international passport, just know that you shouldn't be here. So if you really want to come to the UK to work as a healthcare professional, first of all, you have to have international passport. That is the first step. And after that, like I said, for now, you have to be within these qualifications. Either you are a qualified nurse or a qualified midwife or any of the other healthcare professions. So please feel free to ask your questions. You raise up your hand. We have received thousands of inquiries for the past 1 month. So News.Band said, hired me. News.Band is paying for this program, but they want to provide it free for now. At the end of the program, we will suggest to you how you, if you want to express appreciation to News.Band Media, how to do so. I'm free to take your questions. Adebisi, yes, you have audio. Adebisi Bolanle. If Tim is here, please raise up your hand so that we'll also make you a co-host to enable us manage these effectively. Tim. Okay, Adebisi, please unmute. You can now unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
My question is that I'm a community health worker. So is community health worker as well going to, are they part of the healthcare professionals that they want to help?
Yes, because a community health worker can work as an adult. Okay, that's Tim. So, sorry, one minute. Let's make Tim co-host to help us.
Okay, sir.
One second. All right. So yes, if you are a community health worker, do you have your qualifications?
Yes, sir.
What qualifications do you have, if I may ask? Well, if you have your qualifications, basically you are qualified to apply. Does that answer your question?
Yes, you have, sir.
The only thing is, at the end of the program, we will now explain to you, if you want us to help you, like now you are qualified.
Okay,
so it's either you can go ahead and apply on your own, but if you want us to help you and guide you step by step, then we can link you to someone who can help you do that for a fee. But for this program, we are providing this information free of charge. But at the end of the day, whoever wants to now be guided step by step on how to apply, we will give you a link to contact at the end of the program. Then you have to pay some money for that person to help you.
Okay, sir. So how am I going to get the link?
We will provide that. Well, at the end, I think, Hope, you can put your number there, because some people who are here now may not be here to the end of the program because network may fluctuate. So I hope you can put your, if you want to, you can put your number on the public chat room for people to contact you at the end of this program.
Yeah, I'll be sending my my number on News.Band on the same topic that Daniel just explained now. So, but I'm not going to put my number now. So if you're interested, because not just everyone that is here is interested. So those that are interested will now contact me through the number. So I'll leave my number at the end of the program. If your network fluctuates or you are not able to be here to the end, you can get it in newsband.com. Thank you.
Yes, I think that's fine. So at the end of the program, Hope, we have up to 14 WhatsApp forums. So you can pick up the number. in any of these forums, possibly at the end of the program. All right, thank you. Kingsley Chibuzo, please, what's your question? I can see a question, a biological scientist. I think I mentioned, did I mention biological scientist here? If you are a biological...
Yes,
yes.
I've already answered on the chat.
Yes.
You said if he was a scientist, I've already answered that on the chat.
Yes.
So go ahead and take question from...
Yeah, exactly, yes. A biological is qualified. At the end of the day, our assistants will also include, you know, UK, before the employee, you have to have a very good CV. So part of the assistance that Hope will be able to give you at the end will be constructing your CV and giving you the list of companies that you can apply it to. It's part of the assistance that will be given. Right, Kingsley, please.
Good evening, sir. Hello.
Go ahead, Kingsley.
Hello, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Good evening. Hello.
Yes, go ahead, Kingsley. Ask your question.
Okay, sir. Okay. The courses you listed there, I studied environmental management in school. Is it also included?
Yes, but you should know that well, of course, you know that merely obtaining a university degree does not mean that you're a professional in that field. I know that. I know in law, for example, that in as much as first of all, I read law in Nigeria before coming to the UK. The same thing applies here. So even if I go to a law college and get a law degree, it does not make me a lawyer. It does not make me a practicing lawyer. You are only a lawyer when you have, you know, gone to law school. If it's in Nigeria, gone to law school and called as a barrister. So the same thing in the UK, you're not a practicing lawyer until you get enrolled in the role of solicitors or you are a registered lawyer. So if I had a law degree, for instance, that doesn't make me a barrister. So I think for the fact that you simply have a degree in biological sciences does not make you a professional in that field until you have practiced it. So your CV must show that after obtaining your degree, that you have practiced somewhere as a biological scientist. I think that will now qualify you. Except the only other thing is, if you have simply obtained your degree and you have not practiced it, if your company now undertakes to teach you, hire you as an apprentice and then teach you the rudiments of the profession, then you are lucky. But I don't think NHS will not qualify you simply because you obtained a medical degree without having shown that you are a practicing doctor. That's what I think. Right. Next question, Obode Abraham, please. Unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I saw the one for sociology, and just like what you talked about concerning getting the number that can assist. So I didn't get that clearly because my network was waving. If you could give that information again so we know who is contacting us or how to contact the person. Thank you.
Obode, I think that will be my question, my Obode Abraham.
Yes.
I said at the end of the discussion, at the end of this, we're going to, for those who are serious, my number will be on the News.Band for you to contact me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hello, but you know the News.Band, the retinue of news they turn out is much. So how do we? Should we?
Because they are the one that paid for this program.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to get the information, follow News.Band. News.Band is per my fee.
In News.Band, there will be a column for that.
Okay then. All right, that would be good. Thank you.
My UK fee is £250 per hour. So the News.Band is paying for it for me to be here. So if one thing you can do for them is to follow their news, then that's why they're paying for this.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. Question, Joshua Obiora.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I don't know if I'm.
Go ahead, please. We are hearing you. Go ahead.
Among the professions you mentioned or the courses you mentioned, I had psychology. So for someone like me that read psychology and my CV is not that rich, I only worked in a health center when I was posted there as part of this social reinvestment scheme of this one that just ended, the second batch of it. So I was posted in a health center. That was the only practicing experience I had. So
Okay,
what are my
quickly,
chances?
quickly. Did you work there as a psychologist?
Yeah, I was posted there because of my course. Then
Did
I
you work
was
there?
attached.
Did you work there as a psychologist?
Yeah, because
Yes.
that was why they posted me there to
No,
work.
sorry. You know, there are two different things. I may qualify as a lawyer, okay? And then a school hires me as a teacher. I may qualify as a lawyer. And then someone hires me as, not as a lawyer, but I may work in the bank as a banker, as a client care officer. I may qualify as a lawyer. I worked in the Ted Britain here, but not as a lawyer. So it's a different thing that you are a psychologist but worked as something else. But if you studied psychology and qualified and worked in a health center as a psychologist, then yes, you have practiced as a psychologist. It will help you to apply. However, like I said, the fact that you have a psychology degree, prima facie, on the face of it qualifies you to apply. It is now left for the company employing you to say, okay, sorry, we won't take you because you haven't practiced, but you are qualified to apply.
We move on to the next one.
Yes.
Olusegun.
Oluwasegun, please.
Oluwasegun, can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay, fine, great. Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, go ahead.
So I would like to ask, I'm a biological scientist. I work in the lab. So I want to confirm if I can apply. That is number one. Number two, do I need do I need a letter from my employer here to apply?
No, you don't need a letter from your, the only thing is that you will mention in your CV. Okay. Maybe your employer as a reference, but you don't need a letter from your Nigerian employer to qualify. Okay. You only need a letter from a UK employer who has given you a job to qualify. Please take note. Let's make this clear.
Yeah, I wanted
you cannot
to
just go to the, maybe let me use your question to answer several other questions that may be coming up, because some people have contacted News.Band, they told me, saying that after reading the article.
Daniel, please, can I make a brief announcement for those raising their hands? If your question has been asked, please lower your hands. You don't need to ask the same question as the other person because we're limited in time.
Yeah. Okay, so let me make this clear. Some people say that after reading the News.Band article, they simply went ahead and started applying for the UK visa. And they are now being told to go and get a certificate of employment. So please don't waste your time. Don't apply for the visa without a certificate of employment. Because the first thing you need, if you are qualified within these professions, is to first of all get a certificate of employment. And the only way you can get a certificate of employment is by applying to UK company that has a license to employ you. Not all UK companies have the license to employ you. So it's only companies that have that license of employment to employ foreign workers that can employ you. Now we have a list of all the UK companies that have the license to employ people from Nigeria and other parts of Africa. So for those who are now interested, once you get in touch with Hope, you will now be given a list of all the companies that you can apply to. We will explain why you need to do the employment by yourself. There is a code of guidance that Nigeria is among the countries where UK shouldn't go and employ from, should not target for medical employment. There are many other countries like that, because the reason is the ratio of qualified health personnel in Nigeria vis-a-vis the population of Nigeria is too small. And therefore, it is not ethical for UK government to target Nigeria and start taking away their professionals and bring them to UK. So the World Health Organization says UK should not do that. So in obedience to that World Health Organization Code of Guidance, Nigeria should not be targeted by UK companies for employment as health professionals. However, you can apply to those companies on your own. That is why we cannot apply for you, because if we start applying for you, we will be infringing that code of guidance that says we shouldn't target Nigeria for recruitment. But we can help you to apply to those companies directly. And once they give you that employment, they will now give you the certificate of employment, the code. That is when you can now go and start applying for a visa. So don't start applying for the visa without that certificate of employment, first of all. Thank you.
So we have Joseph Olawulu. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Good evening, everyone.
Go ahead.
All right, my question is a dental therapist qualified for this program?
Yes, sir. Completely.
All right. All right, thank you very much.
Next.
The next one is JK. Please, can you unmute yourself? JK.
Yes. Thank you very much, News.Band, for this opportunity. Straight to the question. I don't want to ask what others have already asked. My own is there any age limit? Is there any age restriction to the applicants?
No,
as long as you walk with your 2 legs.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Even if you're 100 years, if they say they won't take you because of your age, come and consult me. I'll take them to court. And you won't.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till the end of the meeting. I'm a public health practitioner and I've practiced public health for over 15 years. So
yeah, so you're qualified then.
Thank you.
Right. Next. Sharon.
The next is hang on. The next is Sean.
Sharon.
Shegu also.
Sharon. All right, Sharon, go ahead. Ask your question.
Shegu, can you unmute just okay? Yes. He has done that.
You can omit the next question so that once the person's turn, they will just ask the question. I think someone dropped.
Yeah. Marvelous. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hi, Daniel. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a couple of questions actually. First, can you
please, you're limited to only 2 questions so that we can give time to others. We've got limited time.
Okay. Can you run us through the help News.Band is willing to give for a fee, just like you mentioned earlier? That's the first. Secondly, where are we here? Okay. For someone who is targeting senior health care assistant work, who already have an NVQ3 in the UK with years of experience, both in the UK and in Nigeria. So what are the opportunities?
Yes, NVQ3 is fine in the UK. Hope, am I correct?
Sorry?
NVQ3 is fine, yes? Hope?
Where did he get the NVQ3?
The UK, she got it from.
So that means the person lives in the UK?
No, he's in Nigeria now.
For studies for a period of few years, and then she came back to Nigeria. She's currently in Nigeria.
Yes, I think NVQ3 is fine. Yes.
NVQ3 in what?
In health and social care.
Okay, yeah, you're qualified.
Okay. Great, thank you. I would have loved to ask one more question.
Go ahead quickly.
Christine.
Leave him quickly because others may be what others may want to ask anyway. So.
Okay, thank you very much. So what are the general qualifications and general requirements? You mentioned earlier passport and others, there are other documents, IELTS and some others things which are very, very paramount to almost everybody in all of those professions.
Yeah, well, I think why we are limiting ourselves to this issue of job is the most important thing is to have the healthcare qualification, because once you have that, if you're professional in that field, then the next thing is to apply to those companies who will now employ you. And once they have given you a job, that is almost certain, unless you don't know how to apply. But if we are helping you, once you've gotten that certificate of employment, it's almost certain the UK needs them. So it's almost certain that you will get the visa. So the first thing, that's why we emphasize qualification, job, and then international passport. Any other thing could be sorted out.
Okay, we go to Christine.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I would like to appreciate the organizer of this event. It's been very interesting. My question goes to, how long does it take for the process?
It's less than, well, if you have everything and you are talking about the application for visa, it's 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. If you have everything.
I'm ready today. I paid the payment to News.Band and it's going to take me like maximum of how long?
You make the payment for what?
You said we are going to be paid.
Okay, no. You are saying, okay, if you are already qualified and then you apply for a job, that one, we cannot say the job application process must be given within 2 weeks, because you are not just applying for one firm. We have hundreds of law firms, no, not law firms. We have hundreds of medical companies. We have their list that can give you a job. So we just give you the list.
I don't have a background in health sector.
So why are you here then?
So what qualifies you then?
Please, can we move on to Alabi?
Let me answer this question so that others will not ask the same question again. Okay. If you don't have a healthcare qualification, if you don't have a background in healthcare, we are preparing something for that, but it's not yet ready. So maybe in the next 3 months, then we will have this problem again for those who doesn't have any healthcare qualification. But for now, for today, we are concentrating on those who already have healthcare qualification. For those who don't have, in the next 3 months, we'll have a program for that one.
Okay, then I will say so.
Alabi, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Okay, good evening, madam.
Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I did a program on intensive care giving for the elderly for 3 months, somewhere around Lagos here by main day, actually, to be precise, main day. And I don't actually have a background before this intensive caregiving that GIZ and Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, they were the one that sponsored it. And I actually studied linguistics and communication studies from the University of Calabar. I really, really, really want to go into the health sector. So I had to go for this training. Am I qualified?
So after getting the training, did you work? Okay, yes, but
what certificate did you get, Alabi?
A certificate on intensive care giving for the elderly.
So who gave you the certificate?
GIZ and Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment.
And you've worked as that. You've worked as intensive caregiver.
Yes, I actually did my 1 month internship in a caregiving home.
It's not about doing internship. It's about working.
Yeah.
Have you worked as an intensive caregiver?
Yes, I have.
Have you been employed as an intensive? Because there's a different
No,
thing.
I've not.
A different thing about getting a certificate and a different thing about getting the experience. Because what we were talking about here is experience. Those who are experienced in medical.
I have the experience for
but
caring.
You said you
for
haven't
the
got.
elderly.
You haven't.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's not drag it. So you have the experience. You have gotten the
Yes.
qualification. You have the experience. It is
Yes.
possible that you can be offered a job in that field.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And then of course that pre-qualifies you to the reason why we emphasize this thing is it will not be good for us to maybe take money from you, help you to start making the application, and at the end of the day, you wouldn't be offered a job. So that's why we hope is emphasizing on whether you have, one, obtained the qualification, and two, practiced. That enhances your chance of being offered a job. And once you've gotten that job offer, then you get the certificate of employment. Then of course we help you apply for visa, and then we give you the visa. But if you haven't gotten the qualification, you haven't gotten the experience, it limits the possibility of being offered a job, and you see that you basically wasted your time for now.
Godwin, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am, and the co-presenter. My question is just two, just like the presenter have said. One, I want to plead if you can increase the number of participants. I just hope that it's not limited to 100. I know so many persons might be trying to connect back to the Zoom meeting due to bandwidth challenges and all that. So if you can please increase the numbers of participants, that would be great.
For this 100, we are paying £115 for this 100. And that is why we can stay here for unlimited amount of hour. If it is free, you can only stay for 40 minutes. So if we want to increase it above 100, we have to pay like another £300.
Okay.
So
thank you.
News.Band is doing for you guys, for us free.
Thank you so much, News.Band. Okay, so and then my second question, I would like to know, since you are resident in the UK, I would like to know if ATHE qualification, level 3 qualification is good to go for the HCA program. And ATHE means award for higher training education. So they offer level 3, level 4, level 5 NQVA program. So I would like to know if those certifications from ATHE is valid and good for this program. Thank you. Over.
Well, Hope, do you understand what qualification she mentioned? I don't know what it is.
You know, when they are talking about these qualifications, for qualification in what? It's just like if you're doing qualification.
He mentioned, I think he mentioned, what do you call it, sir? I don't know what qualification is that.
Because I didn't get what he said. He was just saying ETH. I didn't hear.
So that means you don't know what is ETH. So if he can explain what ETH, I don't know what that qualification he mentioned, so I cannot help you there. Let's call the next person.
Moses Idumu, can you ask your question? You've already unmuted yourself.
I've just posted on the chat room, those who cannot get in, this program is being streamed live on YouTube. I've posted the YouTube link there, so the person can simply follow the program on YouTube.
Moses Idumu, can you ask your question? You've already unmuted yourself. Okay, that one is gone. Beja James, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Good evening all. My question goes this way, that I am a medical lab scientist who have been practicing for 11 years now. in a teaching hospital in Zaria, Kaduna State. I think I'm qualified to apply.
Yes, sir.
And again, what goes on is that I discovered that there used to be TOEFL or English qualifications like that most of the foreign countries usually required for people from other countries, especially the African-speaking countries, into their own country for any other job or education. So is this applicable to it?
Yes. Did you mention IELTS for the trading in English? Of course, you have to demonstrate good that you're able to speak English. So that means you have to take that English IELTS test.
Yeah, test of English as a foreign language.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You have to.
Okay. Right. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Nancy, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
For nurses, for a nurse to be able to get a job, getting a higher chances of getting a job, how many years experience do you think that is recommendable before the person can apply?
I don't think there will be any limit on the number of years. I think just 6 months or one year is enough. It doesn't stop you from applying if you have up to 1 year experience working as a nurse.
Okay, so the hospitals are willing to give someone with 6 months experience a job.
I think so. But of course, you know that the higher your experience, the easier for NHS to employ you.
And again, the area of specialization is, some of them are
is general nursing, though. General nursing.
Yeah, so yeah, general nursing is fine. You're qualified, even if you've done it for 6 months. I think it doesn't stop you from applying to get the job.
Okay, thank you.
Techno Camo, can you unmute yourself? No, he didn't connect with audio. So, Kainde, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Who is asking the question?
I've Kainde, I've asked to unmute and
Kainde, please unmute yourself.
And ask the question.
If he's not here, Ozioma Odunze, please.
Ozioma, yeah.
Good evening. Hi.
Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Please, I'll have a question. What are the steps involved in enrolling HCA? The steps involved in enrolling as HCA assistant. And my second question is this: the IELTS.
Zioma, we're having a problem hearing you. I don't think we can. Your network has got
Sorry, are you asking of how you can apply to test the IELTS, to take the IELTS test?
No, the band required.
It's talking about band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4, band 5. If you're a nurse, right? And there's no limit to that, whether you're band 3, you're band 4, you're band 5. As long as, I think she's asking about a nurse, right? Or HCA. The problem is network. Her network has problem.
All right, then let's call another person and then wait for her network to come back.
TechnoSpark.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I would like to ask, I've been working with the health sector for over 10 years now, and I don't have a certificate to show for that. I have the experience though. So I'd like to know, would I need proof to show that I've really been working for 10 years? I have the experience. That's my first question. Secondly, if I'm applying for HCA, do I need to take the IELTS exams? Is it necessary? Is it required? That's my question. Thank you.
You are required to take the IELTS exam, yes. Anyone applying from Nigeria should take the IELTS exam. It is a fairly easy exam you can register and take with the British Council, British Library,
okay.
So simply pass it. With regards to the other one, where you've been working as a qualified, of course, you need documentary evidence for everything. You need the evidence that you are qualified to practice as a healthcare assistant. From what you are saying, you can only apply to work as a healthcare assistant, not as a nurse, because you've had the experience. But there's no way they can employ you because simply you said.
You need to show proof, evidence.
You need to show proof that you have worked, for some time as a healthcare assistant. So if maybe you are working in a hospital, if the hospital is able to give you that certification, then maybe they will consider.
Okay.
Winifred, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Winifred, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? I've asked you to unmute, but it seems
and then Agatha, yeah,
Agatha.
Two people at a time, whoever comes in, so we move ahead.
Agatha, unmute yourself and ask your question.
There are so many hands. So.
That's what I'm.
Next.
Tracy Edward, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening,
Go
everybody. Okay. I want to ask, I am a community health, I graduated as a junior community health worker in School of Health, and I've been working as a nurse in the private sector. So I want to know if I can apply for a job in the UK, that's one. Then the other one, there are some jobs I do apply in the UK. Some say I should NVQ 3, something. I don't really understand that. And I also want to ask again, if I'm applying as a nurse, can I apply as a nurse in my CV or as a healthcare assistant? I just want to know.
Are you a qualified nurse? If you're a qualified nurse, then you better apply as a nurse. Once you can verify your nursing qualification, then you apply as a nurse. If you are only qualified as a healthcare assistant, you qualify as a healthcare assistant. For the person asking about band, it says your employer may start you as a band 3 or band 4 nurse. After passing OSCE, you become band 5. So you may start as a band 3 nurse, and when you pass your OSCE, you can now move you on to band 5. The person who asked the question about band 3, band 4, band 5 in nursing. Next question.
Good evening, all.
Next person, is it?
Mikey. Mikey, can you unmute yourself? Ikenna Ejielo, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, this is Missy. Can I say something, please?
Go ahead, quickly.
Thank you very much. Actually, asking respect to my in-law. She lives in Nigeria. She's a nurse, a midwife. I just want to know, how do I get in contact with your organization for payment, whatever thing you need to do for her to apply?
Do I take that one, Daniel?
Yeah, I can go ahead.
She has to apply by herself, not you doing it for her.
Yes, I'm going to give her the information, but she would ask me your contact, how to contact you, because we will want your organization to do that for her. So
No,
that's
but
why.
the thing is this:
we cannot. Please let's be clear, because Nigeria falls under the code, World Health Organization Code of Guidance. We cannot apply for you.
Oh yes,
we can only give you the information.
I remember now. I remember.
Yeah, you can give you the information, and then you apply for yourself. We can only guide you for you to apply by yourself, and then you will get the job offer by yourself.
Iken Ejilo, please, can you go ahead with your question?
Good evening, everyone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a practicing physiotherapy for over 14 years with a master's in public health. Am I qualified?
Yes, sir, you are qualified.
Now, if being qualified, I need to write a professional exam. I need to write a professional exam here in Nigeria before going.
The exam
do I need to write it?
Once you have verified your qualification in Nigeria, you will be given an organization that will do the verification. So the exam you have to take in Nigeria is English IELTS exam. And then once you get your certificate of sponsorship, pass the English exam, then you can now apply for your visa.
Okay. So such same exam applies for healthcare assistants too?
Yes, because once you've gotten that certificate of sponsorship, the employer that's now employing you will now book you for whatever training they want to give you. But you have to get So they will give you for what they call OSCE or OSCE training sessions. So your employer can easily book that training for you. And then once you've gotten it, that is if you're coming as a nurse, by the way, not as a healthcare assistant.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate this channel.
Yeah.
Daniel, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Speak.
Who's next? Daniel, call the next person, two person at a time, so that if one doesn't go, the next person can come in. Maureen, can meet yourself. Techno, come on, Amicable, and Daniel.
Good evening, everyone.
The thing is that when they unmute themselves, it becomes too noisy, and there's noise in each of them, their backgrounds.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, go ahead.
My name is Waila Otumu. I just have two questions. Please, I joined late.
Go ahead. Why are you meeting yourself again? Did you mute her?
No, I'm trying to ask her to unmute.
No, she's already talking. Techno Canon. Go ahead.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. We are listening to Techno. Daniel, wait.
That's what I'm saying. Daniel is speaking as well. And
no, Daniel, wait. Techno is speaking.
Daniel. I'm a social worker. I work with the Edo State Ministry of Social Development and Gender Issue. I've been practicing since 2017. Before then, I was also a radio presenter for children programs. But right now, I am with the State GBV Center, Gender-Based Violence Center, as a counselor. I read sociology as a degree course.
Sorry, my sister. So we can post this again on the
chat room.
Yeah,
it's on the chat room. Go there and see.
we listed the qualifications and they say it is exhaustive. So unless you come in within the listed professions, you do not qualify.
Okay, as a sociologist, I do not qualify.
From what you are saying, you just consider whether, I don't know where you can come in now. Health, is it
as
a health
worker?
profession?
As a health worker.
Where, working where?
Hello?
Yeah, health worker. Well,
yes.
if you are a social worker, if you are a speech and language therapist, is that what you're talking about?
I'm a counselor. I counsel.
Okay, so if you counselor, that means you could be
asking you, are you a speech and language therapist?
But you can also be, from what you are saying, you can also be an occupational therapist.
No, she's not. It's a different thing from what she's doing. Counseling is different from being a speech and language therapy.
No, I'm not a speech and language therapist.
No, talking about, listen, occupational therapist.
Yes.
So occupational therapists come in within the qualifications they need. But then know that.
Do you have a certificate on occupational therapy?
No, I don't. See? But I was trained as a counselor. I have a certification on child protection.
My dear, you go back to that list and look at the things listed there so that we don't waste time. We have a lot of people that are asking questions. Please.
No problem, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Bolale. Maureen.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
I am a nurse with I have a sister who's a nurse, an RN nurse, and she passed her IELTS with an average band of 7.0. Is she qualified to apply, and how do we go about applying?
I think you joined late. If you consider yourself as qualified, and if you need further assistance, we will drop a number for you to contact. And then there is a fee to be paid if you need that assistance. You can as well go and apply for yourself. The important thing is contacting the employers. They employ you, give you a certificate of employment. You then go and apply for a visa. But if you need that assistance, we cannot give you a link. You have to pay a fee for that. We are simply here to provide the information.
Okay.
Daniel,
can you unmute and ask your question?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, ma. Sorry, I want to ask a question. I want to ask, is this my wife? She's an auxiliary nurse. So she now furthermore in School of Health. So she passed out with distinction, but unfortunately, in the form that they told, if you don't have a license, you don't have access to you don't have access to qualify to that stuff. So that is why I want to ask: is it compulsory to have a license?
No. What type of license are you talking about? Are you talking about certificate of employment that a UK employer will give you?
It's not. You know, in Nigeria, when you go to School of Health, they will issue you a certificate, but it's not like School of Nursing, because School of Nursing is going to issue you a license.
Then it's not a license.
License to do what?
Then that means you cannot apply to work as a nurse unless you are a licensed nurse. The only thing you can do is to apply for either a social worker, a healthcare worker, or a healthcare assistant, but not as a nurse. For you to apply as a nurse, you must have that license from, I think, the Nigerian Nursing and Midwifery Council.
Okay.
Otherwise, you cannot apply to work as a nurse.
And Daniel, another thing is that if you're a party, if like now you're speaking on behalf of your wife, we don't know you're speaking on behalf of someone else. She read the nursing. She's the one that's this program is meant for. Come in, ask your question. You know the certificate you've got. You know what you have. You know the experience that you have. You can't speak on behalf of someone. The same way the application is done, no one can do the application except you, who is the applicant.
Okay.
Next. Next, please.
Amicable 10. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Our time is fast running up. Next, please.
I've worked as an auxiliary nurse for more than 10 years after being trained for 2 years as an auxiliary nurse. Am I free to apply?
When we say auxiliary nurse, what exactly do you mean here? Is it a healthcare assistant? I'm not familiar with the term.
Yes,
Auxiliary
like
nurse
healthcare assistant, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you're a healthcare assistant. Are you able to provide qualification,
certificate on that?
That you have worked as a healthcare assistant?
Yeah, from a private hospital. Yes.
Well, probably yes. If a private hospital can give you that certification, then probably you can be offered employment as a healthcare assistant as well.
Because it's only private hospitals that train healthcare assistants in Nigeria.
I think I understand that. So if that hospital will give you that certification to say that they have trained you to qualify as an auxiliary nurse and that you have worked in that hospital for such a number of years, and I always know that you cannot just go and get that certificate and put any doctor, because they will always go back to verify from that hospital that you actually had that experience.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We have Karim.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. So, firstly, sir, I thank you all for this opportunity, and I thank News.Band for this opportunity as well. But thank you, also a lawyer as well. A man asked a question earlier about age difference as a discrimination, and was answered positively well. I just want to know in general, if there's no discrimination to it at all. And secondly, I have my student ID card, which I got from, and a certificate of completion, which I got from the UK Nobel Center as a first aid CPR person, a certificate of completion. Though my course is different, but I've always had this passion for first aid since my secondary school days. So I have a certificate of completion right here with me.
I don't think...
Daniel, can I take that one? Can I take his question? If you have, can you go back again and ask your question?
Yeah, she had a first aid training, first aid assistant.
No, it's not a qualification. It's not.
Hello?
Yeah,
the first thing I said, thank you, sir, that you are also a lawyer as well. So to this all, is there no form of discrimination to it all? And
No. I think I made that is why I made that clear in the beginning, that in UK, there is a law prohibiting age discrimination.
Exactly.
I'm talking about it in general. So secondly, I must to say that I have a certificate of completion in basic first aid CPR.
No,
it's
not part of it, because it has an expiry date. It has CPR first aid has expiry date in the UK. Once you did it in the UK, it has expiry date. So it's not part of HCA qualification.
So
it's just a mandatory training enabling you to work as healthcare assistant or as a nurse. You are supposed to do that training.
I've completed it.
Completed what?
Hello?
Yeah, you completed what?
I say, during the time we are doing this stuff, we were trained verbally, we were trained well, and this certificate is the certificate of completion.
Of first aid, I said no.
Exactly.
Certificate of completing first aid training doesn't qualify you as a healthcare assistant.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Next, please. Next. Ndubisi Njoko, please.
Ndubisi Njoko or something. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
All right. Please, I am a medical laboratory technician.
Yes, you are qualified. Thank you. You are qualified.
I have my certificate and my license currently working.
I said you are qualified. So what next?
You are qualified. So other question.
So how do I apply? How do I go about it?
And then we said if you need assistance to the application,
yes,
look out for a contact number we will share.
Okay, where can I get the contact number, please?
We will share the contact number. You get in touch, then, but there will be a fee for that assistance.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir.
Yeah.
Will you send it to my line directly?
Do you belong to any of News.Band news channels?
Where did you get the information to appear on this Zoom? That's where you get the information on that.
Okay, someone send the link to me.
News.Band channels, just go and belong to any of the News.Band channels. That's why they are paying for this. Any admin of News.Band WhatsApp channels can give you that contact number.
News.Band channel.
I don't think anyone. Yeah, it is News.Band that is sponsoring this.
Okay, Njoku, please, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, let me share. I think I can share in one of the News.Band team. If you are here, please share on the chat room News.Band WhatsApp forum link so that anybody can. Yeah.
Exactly. Please, they should share to me, please.
Nkechi Njoku, Nwadioku, Nwadiko.
I don't know what the name pronounce.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
sorry if I miss your name.
Nkechi Nwadiko, sir.
Go ahead.
Please, I'm a graduate nurse midwife, currently working over 10 years.
You are qualified now.
Yes, I know I'm qualified. I've heard so many things about this. I know I even tried doing some applications. There's things I wanted to find out. I tried doing some applications and now I'm not getting it right and how to go around the process, which because the many informations we've had, I didn't start from the beginning of the program to know what is required.
Okay. We said that don't bother to go and start applying for the UK visa if you have not gotten a certificate of employment. It's a waste of time. The first step to do this is to first of all get a certificate of employment. And if you want to be assisted to get a certificate of employment, now contact News.Band. They will give you the contact number.
Okay.
And then helping you to get a certificate of employment goes with a fee. You can as well, please, let's be clear, you can as well approach any UK employer, healthcare employer, make application on your own because that is what the law says. If they employ you, if you satisfy their requirements, they will give you the certificate of employment. You go and get an international passport, go and take your English language test, then start the application for a visa. But if you need assistance, then you need to pay for the people who will help you, who will assist you in that regard.
Now, the requirements is what is contradictory for me. Some persons will say, for nurses, you just send your documents to NARIC for them to evaluate your English proficiency. You will not need to write English again.
No.
Because they are saying if it's UKVI general,
my sister, provided you are coming from Nigeria, you must take
test of English as a foreign language.
You will take that test.
Is it the academic or general, or still the one we have written IELTS academics?
You have to pay
provided you are coming from Nigeria, you will take IELTS test. And then if you are applying as a nurse, you must apply to Nigerian Nursing and Midwifery Council to verify your qualification.
Exactly.
If you are applying as a nurse. But if you're applying as other professionals, then you don't need Nursing and Midwifery Council to verify that. You then need to provide a certificate for the employers to verify and then employ you. That now depends on the employer on his own. Because if you're applying as a psychologist, for instance, then you have to provide your qualification to the employer. If he's satisfied, then he gives you a certificate of employment and then you take the English test and start the application.
Winifred, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Okay. Ruth, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
I think I forgot to make that. Anyway, I skipped those ones because, like I said, the most important one is what you have mentioned. But when applying for a visa, of course, you need a police clearance, but those ones are simple. Next.
All right. Good evening.
Go ahead.
I want to ask a question. 2 questions actually.
Mm-hmm.
I have a certificate in Auxiliary nursing,
and I've worked for 5 years, and I also have a certificate in National Diploma Community Health. Please, am I qualified to apply?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
We didn't get your network. We didn't get you properly. The question.
I said I have a certificate
Yes.
in auxiliary nursing.
Auxiliary nursing.
And I've worked for 5 years. I've worked as a nurse for 5 years, and also have a certificate in National Diploma Community Health Technology.
I don't think you cannot apply as a nurse unless you are a qualified nurse midwife from Nigeria, verified by nursing and midwife. So you can apply as a health worker. Yes, you can.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Agatha, unmute yourself and ask question. We're running out of time. Agatha, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Please, are medical doctors part of this scheme?
Yeah, so yes, they are qualified.
Okay. Are we supposed to go through our normal process of working abroad, like taking the PLAB 1 and 2 before submitting our certificates for verification?
I think for medical doctors, there is their own process is a little bit different, but I can provide you with that information if you want. Their own route is a little bit different from nursing and healthcare assistant, but it's also a lot of doctors have also gotten that job. So you can contact us later and ask this question. I can give you a list for what the doctors need to provide.
Good, sir. Please, should I do this thing from your forum?
Yes, just contact any of the admin. Okay. Any of the admins know how to contact me.
All right. Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
Moses, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Ebele, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Moses, Ebele, unmute.
Hello, good evening.
Go ahead.
Yes, please. I have online certification, diploma in clinical nursing skill and certification in patient care and hygiene. But I want to work as HCA. How long, what is the length of experience I require here to qualify?
Have you worked in that capacity at all?
No, I'm about to start. That's why I'm asking the duration, that is, the minimum duration.
I think it will depend on the particular individual employer, but I think 6 months will be enough. In my own opinion, my own personal opinion, will be 6 months may be enough.
My question, where did you obtain the online?
It's from Allison. I understand it's UK recognized.
Well, if it's for healthcare assistant, I think the threshold should be fairly low. But like I always emphasize, it depends on the individual employers. They look at their qualifications. And then.
Okay, when you say individual employers, here in Nigeria or UK?
No, in the UK, we have a list of we have the list of hundreds of employers that are qualified to employ people from Nigeria.
Right. Okay. My second question.
But the preliminary requirement is that certification of
employment.
For employment. That's
okay. Okay, thank you so much. My second question is, what happens to my current valid tourist visa when I apply? Does it affect the visa that is already ongoing in my passport?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, it will not be cancelled or anything?
No, your visa is your visa.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank
unless you breach any of the terms of that visa, otherwise your visa
no breach at all. Yes. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Wamino Akinsepi, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Okay, yeah. Good evening, ma. Good evening, sir. Okay, can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, we can.
Okay, so I would like to know, though I joined the meeting quite late, so I would like to know, I study biology education.
You get what?
I studied biology education, biology.
So will you refer to yourself now as a biological scientist?
So I want to know,
it's a sincere question. I'm not being funny. Are you a biological scientist?
No, I said biology education.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, and I've always worked with children, with younger children. I work with I'm a preschool teacher. So I want to know, can I apply as healthcare assistant?
Well, you cannot apply as a biological scientist if you're not one. So basically, so that means, but if you want to apply as a nurse, you go and train as a nurse. If you want to apply as a healthcare assistant, that one is easier for you. Then you get the training from a nurse, I think from a hospital in Nigeria. I think that is, in Nigeria gives training for, I think I've now learned it's called auxiliary nursing in Nigeria. So when you've got that certification, then you can start the application process for employment before going for it. Like I always emphasize, don't bother to apply for the visa unless you've gotten a certificate of employment.
Then how can, so after that training, how can one get the certificate of employment?
You can go and contact the UK employer for yourself. If you need assistance, that is where there are people who will be willing to help you to do that for a fee.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Kainde, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? We're all limited to 2 questions, please, because we're running out of time. We've got only 20 minutes left. Kainde, unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, so Okon, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
I think if you have answered, put down your hand, please. Let us know those remaining. If you have asked questions before, please.
Hello.
Yes.
This is Maureen speaking.
Maureen, go ahead.
I'm a nurse and also a psychiatric nurse. And my question is, I've written IELTS exams, and I had a pass score of 5.6.
Yes.
And am I willing to apply for an auxiliary?
Yes. The next step is for you to apply for licensed UK employers to give you a certificate of employment. You can do that on your own. If you need assistance, then contact News.Band for those who can help you.
What I wanted verifying is the passing score. Is it okay? The passing score 5.6. You said?
You mean an IELTS?
Yes, IELTS.
Okay.
The passing score. Like I got 5.5.
Okay, no, this one is.
And I'm coming to work, probably now, let's say I'm coming to work as healthcare assistant, senior healthcare assistants in the UK.
The Nursing and Midwifery Council IELTS requirement is overall score of 7, of which writing can be 6.5.
Okay. Okay, but what I'm asking is that if I am not coming in as a nurse, let's say, for instance, I'm coming in as a healthcare assistant. So what's the passing score for IELTS exam?
I don't have that information. I only have for nursing. I can check for you later on, but I don't have it at the tip of my fingers now.
All right,
Are you off now?
Okay. Okon, he's out. I think she has dropped. Okon, Okon family, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Well, we're already running 14 minutes after the time, and there are so many hands.
Minimize to 2 questions, please, because we've got only 15 minutes left.
Unless you're asking this band to pay for another hour, then their money have expired.
I studied health information management. I have national diploma in health information management. And also I studied assistant nursing for years. I have years of experience up to date. So how do I apply? Can I apply?
Yes, I think you can apply.
But the thing is this, the question, these things are on there. Somebody has asked the same question. The list is there.
So the answer is that you can apply. And then you can identify UK employers, do the application. If you need help towards that, then contact News.Band for a fee.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Can assist you. Yeah.
Peace, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Moses Nyambana, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
You mother people's name. Moses, go ahead.
Okay. I've unmuted myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, Sama. Please, I want to find out your requirements as a body for the processing for your assistance you're going to render to us?
That is requirements for what particular application? Is it as a nurse?
Your fee, yeah, as a nurse and also as a healthcare assistant.
Okay, you mean if you need to be helped to apply for that certificate payment?
That's one of the questions.
That's for News.Band to decide. It's not
what you do is you will have the contact. The person, once you've contacted the person, will be able to give you the fee.
I don't have the contact.
We provide the contact. What you are providing here is information. With regards to if you need assistance for the application, then you will have the link to contact them. For a fee, they will help you to apply.
Okay, sir. The second question is level 3 diploma certificate. For my cousin.
Is it diploma certificate in what, please?
In what? Diploma certificate in what, please?
In health and social care.
In health and social care.
Yes.
In health and social care. So is the person also eligible to apply as a social care worker?
As a healthcare worker, yes. Yes.
Okay. The person does not really have a long period of experience, but he has gained a certificate in health and social care. Is he qualified?
Yes, you can apply.
Okay.
Sky B, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Chimezie Ozioma, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Sky AB.
Yeah, go
good
ahead.
Evening. Good evening. Please, hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, please. I want to ask. I already have a foundation in dentistry, but I had a certification with this caregiving training. Yeah, last year with one of the caregivers, the Utopian healthcare this thing. They are undergoing training for healthcare assistants. So I had the certification. So I don't know, but I have not really had a hospital experience, but I think I have a in-home experience, private for old people and elderly ones, people with children care.
So I don't know. You can apply as a social care, adult care, or health care. You can apply for those areas. I think the threshold for those qualifications are low. If you want simply to work as an adult carer or a social care, those are also included in the list of people they need. So I think you can qualify. Once you can provide, Igbo works with documentation. So if you can provide evidence.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Chimezie Ozioma, can you ask your question? Unmute yourself. You've already done that. Can you ask your question, please?
All right. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Chimezie Ozioma. I'm calling in from Lagos. I'm a registered nurse and midwife, taking all the necessary exams, but the IELTS.
What's your question? We haven't got time. We've got only 5 minutes remaining.
The question is this: how can we secure a job offer in UK from here?
It's like you're just joining in because there's a list that Daniel has been mentioning. People are asking the same question. The same question has been answered because we've got only 5 minutes left.
So let me post the list of professions. Yeah.
Techno Spark Youth, can you ask your question, please?
No comments.
It will be posted on the chat room.
The list of jobs they are looking for. What's going on?
Techno Spark, we can't hear you. I think it's from your network. It's still not clear. Can you type your question? I'm willing to take it. Type your question. I'll see it on the chat room. No, we can't hear you. I'm sure you're hearing us, but we can't hear you. There's something else going on there. Chiamaka Dike, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Good evening.
Good evening, go ahead.
This is Chiamaka Dike.
Ask your question, please. We haven't got time. We've got only 5 minutes.
My question is, I am a registered midwife.
Yep.
My question is, I want to know the requirements to be a registered midwife.
If you are, do you have the qualification?
Yes, and I have worked for a year and 6 months.
Yes, then the requirements is simply to contact one of the employers and then get certificate of employment. You are qualified to apply, but you don't apply for a visa without obtaining a certificate of employment. You can get a certificate of employment by contacting one of the licensed UK employers. Okay. If you need help with that regard, then you can contact News.Band. We have someone who can help you to apply for that for a fee.
Okay, the second one is the band for IELTS band for midwives that wants to travel to UK.
You mean the score you need? I think they said for nursing, for nurses and midwives, you need to get a score level 7 or 6.5. Yes, I think who is speaking now? Yes.
A lot of people unmute themselves, so the thing is that it's
nobody can unmute unless you ask him to.
Yeah, I asked to unmute them so that like you see, I've muted them. Okay, we'll be taking the Camelia Okuma. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Okay, I'll move to the next person. Adeshino, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So,
So we have posted on the forum the list of 6-1.
Hello, good evening. Finished my nursing council manager and about so.
All right, I think we are coming to an end now. What's the next question? Otherwise, we'll call it a day. Is there anybody who has a question that has not been answered, please? In any event, if you can join the News.Band WhatsApp groups. Further updates will continue to be provided on their WhatsApp groups as needed. So even if we don't answer all your questions today, join the News.Band. I think they have shared their WhatsApp link. On the chat box, you have seen, I have posted again, list of I can see list of professionals needed. So if you have qualifications in any of those fields, that means you are prima facie qualified to apply once you meet other requirements. So Tim, can you share the WhatsApp link? Additional, what else do
yeah,
I think he has
done that. He has done that already.
Again, I think there are people who joined late who doesn't have it. I think taking account of you have asked your question, isn't it? So put down your hand, please. Moses, Do you have other question? Moses Idemudia.
He has asked his question several times, 2 times now. He has asked 2 questions.
Good evening. I have not.
Okay, ask quickly.
I wanted to know the 1 year NYC service, is it counted as experience? One is applying as a medical lab.
Yeah. If you are, it can be counted as what do you call it? As an internship program. So if you are doing your internship, you have worked in that field, then you can put it in your CV that you worked for 1 year in such an organization practicing your profession. So it will count. If you work within that profession, of course. Not working as a teacher, in
Yes, it was in an hospital. And secondly, I would also want to know what can I apply for as a medical lab scientist?
Yeah, you apply as a medical lab scientist if that is what you want to do.
Some people are posting a WhatsApp group of theirs in the WhatsApp group.
No, as a registered nurse, you must still take IELTS. Someone is asking on the WhatsApp. Anyone coming from Nigeria should take that test. It's very simple. That's my understanding, unless you know better than me.
Are you here? Someone is posting his own.
Yeah, Techno, I think, can a sociologist who has practiced as a social worker already apply as a social worker? Exactly, yes. You can apply as a social worker if you are practicing as a social worker, even though you're qualified, you read sociology. Yes, you can apply as a social worker. Yes, a health assistant should take the IELTS, contact the British Council online to see how to apply to take the IELTS. Yes, you can.
Techno Spark wanted to ask
someone who studied BSc in microbiology can apply to work as a lab scientist if you can simply manage to get the experience in one of the lab centers in Nigeria. And then you can apply to work as a lab technologist if you have that experience and where you studied microbiology. I don't think you can take PTE instead of IELTS. I don't know, unless you know better than me in that area. But when Oyibo say take IELTS, then please take IELTS. That is what they want. All right.
Someone wanted to say something, but unfortunately, the network.
Yes, a medical laboratory should take IELTS exam. Yes, you should before application. Yes, the News.Band is safe to chat. If you go there, you cannot chat there. You can only contact the admin. They're not allow you to post anything there. You can only stay there and read or contact one of the admins. So it is safe to join the News.Band WhatsApp forum because nobody can post anything there unless you're trying to contact the admin.
Can I apply?
The recruitment process for healthcare assistants is lasting for only 1 year, and then they will review it. So maybe it is only for this 2022, then they will review it. If they still need more, then they will extend it. Public health inspector can apply to work as a public social worker. If you're a public inspector, you can apply to work as a social worker in public health, yes. Anesthetics technician, yes, you apply as in your field, unless you want to work in another field, then you can show them that you can, that you can also have experience in that field. I think the people have asked of the fee. I think the fee for assistant will not be more than 20,000 naira. That's what I think they will take if you need help applying for the certificate of employment. They won't charge more than 20,000 naira. No, you can't. The first step you should do is to go and obtain an international passport. I beg, that one is easy now. Without international passport, you cannot even think of traveling. So that's the first step. BSc biochemistry, yes. You can apply to work as a biological scientist if you have gotten BSc in biochemistry. Dental therapist, hygienist, yes, of course, you can qualify for those who need it. Yes.
Okay, I think
the question is over now. Any other question?
No,
Marvelous and Winifred. Last question to the two of you, and then, unless you type your question, read me. What is your question? He said none of your question have been answered. What's your question? Type again. I can see that. Yes, you will take IELTS exam, unless you know better than me. But that is what I'm seeing on their requirements. So I think you should take the IELTS exam. I think what is confusing some people is when you want to apply for NARIC. So my understanding would be that if you're already in the UK and you have a BSc in Nigeria, if you can apply for NARIC and NARIC satisfies that your BSc in Nigeria is equivalent to BSc in the UK, then you don't have to take the IELTS exam again. But I think that will apply for those who are already in the UK. But if you're in Nigeria, how can you apply for NARIC to verify your qualifications? So the easiest way is to go and register and take the IELTS exam.
But if the person is in the UK, is he in the UK with the right?
It doesn't. Well, if you're in the UK as anything, you can apply. If they give you, then you are lucky. Health information management professional. I don't know. I don't know whether health information.
So, but the person should check the list. If the qualification he has is in the list, then he's qualified.
Yes, 6.5 in IELTS. Yes, I think I saw it there. 6.5 is a good score. Medical records. I don't know. I don't know whether I can qualify as a medical. I don't know. I think there are questions. Dental therapist. Yes. Caregiver, care assistant. Yes, caregiver, care assistant.
Caregiver is healthcare assistant.
Yes.
If you have a certificate for it.
Yeah, you can apply. Biochemist, but I've never practiced. Well,
please, I have a certificate diploma in mental health through allison.com. Can I also apply diploma in mental health? Can health information?
Occupational therapist for dental hygienist is not among the list. Okay, but they want occupational. Microbiology, can they apply? Yes, you can apply as a biological scientist, isn't it? Someone who doesn't have a healthcare assistant, well, you have to demonstrate certification and qualification in healthcare if you want to apply as a healthcare assistant. Take no speak. You cannot speak because you didn't join with your audio. So thank you guys very much. It's been an interesting evening. If you need more information, continue updated. Stay on News.Band WhatsApp groups. Further updating information will be provided as time progresses. Thank you very much for joining us tonight and have a good evening.